Good morning. Let's start the daily current affair discussion. First topic that we take today is relating to the changing landscape of multilateralism. So, changing landscape of multilateralism. Okay. In recent times, the global and regional multilateral order has unprecedented challenges. Okay. Okay. With the East Asian Summit in Jakarta that has just concluded, and the G20 Summit that is going to begin in Delhi, underscoring the deep-seated crisis in the existing multilateral framework. Okay, okay. So about multilateralism, the concept of multilateralism are described by the United Nations is challenging to encapsulate with a single definition. In essence, multilateralism entails a collaborative framework involving a minimum of three participating states, setting it apart from bilateral. Okay, so from bilateral to unilateral to multilateral, so the parties are more than three. When there are more than three poles in the world affairs, it is called multilateralism. So the time was bilateralism during Soviet Union and USA. then became unilateralism under USA with the collapse of the Soviet Union, and in subsequent period, multilateralism developed in the global scenario. However, it's important to note that the essence of multilateralism extends. Okay. So, however, it is important to note that the essence of multilateralism extends beyond the mere number of involved actors. It hinges on the shared pursuit of a common objective grounded in the adherence to a collective set of norms and values. Okay, okay. So, detail of post-Cold War multilateralism. Post-Cold War multilateralism, once at its zenith, is now in decline, both globally and regionally. Decline is not only marked by the notable absence of Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Chinese President Jinping at these summits, but also by the intensifying conflict the nations have with the rest of the world. Okay, so because in ASEAN and G20, these two are the major absentee. Russian President was absent in G20, Jinping absent in G20, and Jinping absent in the ASEAN summit, and even that Russian president was absent at the previous BRICS summit in South Africa. So when multilateralism is developing, so these countries' heads are not attending these summits. Okay, okay. Russia's conflict with the West over Ukraine and China's dispute with the numerous Asian neighbors, including India. Okay, okay. So Russia conflict with the West over the Ukraine issue and the Chinese dispute with numerous Asian neighbors, including India, Japan, Philippines, and Vietnam, as well as United States, exemplify the eroding state of multilateralism. Evolution of multilateralism. The post-Cold War era in the 1990s saw the flourishing of the multilateralism, facilitated by Europe's regional integration under the European Union and ASEAN Association of Southeast Asian Association in Asia. European Union integrated the European region, and in Asia, ASEAN took the lead role in this. Okay, the post-Cold War era in the 1990s saw the flourishing of multilateralism, facilitated by Europe's regional integration under European Union and Association of Southeast Asian integration in Asia. Great power rivalry dwindled as Russia engaged with Western countries and China became China became a close partner with the United States, leading to enhanced cooperation on global issues such as non-proliferation, climate change, and pandemics. So these are the issues. Okay. Additionally, exclusive and unresponsive multilateral institutions like the United Nations Security Council and the World Trade Organization pose concern as they often prioritize the interest of powerful nations. Moreover, influential countries sometimes interfere in the functioning of global bodies such as the World Health Organization, potentially compromising their impartiality and effectiveness, are visible during the pandemic and Chinese role and the Chinese issues and the WTO role in the pandemic period. Further, in 2008, global financial crisis exposed the fragility of the international economic order, necessitating the expansion of the G7 to include middle powers. Just as multilateralism gained momentum, internal contradictions emerged. Russia's annexation of Ukraine's Crimea Peninsula in 2014 marked a significant crisis, while China's unilateral territorial expansionism and manipulation of global economic dependence posed further challenges. Okay. In response to China's action, new security institutions have emerged, including the quadrilateral forum like Quad, where India is there, Japan is there, USA is there, Australia is there, and of course is there. Okay, so that Australia, UK, and USA, and trilateral compact of Northeast Asia. These developments have raised questions about the continued relevance of ASEAN in shaping the regional order in Asia, because Asian countries are joining hands with other countries. Okay, in the okay India's shift in perspective, adapting to emerging realities. India's initial post-Cold War stance involved aligning with China to promote a multipolar world, countering American unilateralism. However, as economic and security threats from China mounted, India shifted its focus from a unipolar world led by the United States to a unipolar Asia dominated by Beijing. Positive US engagement, crucially expansion and positive engagement between India and the United States played a pivotal role in India's shift. This engagement led India to embrace the Indo-Pacific concept and revitalize the quadrilateral world. India's new multilateralism, the Quad's role, India emphasized that Quad components, so who are there in Quad? So Quad has four members, you can say, so with USA, with India, with Japan and Australia. It is called a alliance of democracy. Okay, so India is here along with USA and Japan. Okay, and even that is spread up to Australia. Okay, so re-globalization, India advocates for a more diversified and democratic form of globalization that reduces dependence on China's manufacturing dominance. Addressing global issues, India actively pursues agreement on various significant issues within the G20, extending beyond the Ukraine crisis to encompass global tax reform and reform in multilateral development banks. Concern of the global south, India seeks to bridge the gap between developing and developed countries within the G20, addressing the interests of the global south. India's emerging role, shaping the new multilateral paradigm, crucial role in the Indo-Pacific Quadrilateral Forum. India's significance in the Quadrilateral Forum is undeniable as it actively contributes to regional stability through bilateral and multilateral security cooperation. Expanding the G20 scope, India's effort to broaden the G20 agenda to address the concern of global south make it a central player in shaping the global order. Promotion of balanced globalization. India's advocacy for balanced globalization underscores its commitment to inclusive and equitable growth that benefits all nations. What can G20 and India contribute? With the host of this year's G20 summit, addressing the challenges within multilateralism requires a multifaceted approach from the G20 and India. Currently, the discourse on multilateral reform remains confined to elite circles and select national capitals, primarily among emerging powers. Therefore, the G20 should prioritize the establishment of a robust narrative surrounding multilateral reform to achieve this. The G20 could establish a dedicated engagement group aimed at elevating the discussion on multilateral reform to a global platform. Additionally, India can play a pivotal role by urging Brazil and South Africa, the upcoming chairs of the G20, to make multilateral reforms a central focus during their presidencies. Given their aspiration for global prominence, This should align with their objective more easily because India is the host right now. Okay. So additionally, India can play pivotal role by urging Brazil and South Africa, the upcoming chairman G20, to make multilateral reforms a central focus during their presidencies, given their aspirations for global prominence. This should align with their objectives more easily. While many global challenges necessitate collective solutions and international cooperation, it is crucial to acknowledge the inherent limitations of multilateral collaboration. Competing interests and the dominance of powerful states will persist within multilateral forums. Therefore, alongside supporting traditional multilateral efforts, the G20 should actively promote minilateral groupings as an alternative forum for multilateralism. These minilateral grouping can be transformed into multi-stakeholder partnership, particularly in areas concerning the governance of global resources and common spaces. This approach can help prevent the emergence of competitive coalitions where other actors seek to exploit the situation to their advantage, potentially leading to a fragmented global order. It is worth noting that most attempts at multilateral reforms have yet to address this issue comprehensively. To address the trust deficit, legitimacy concerns, and questions about the effectiveness of multilateralism, the world needs a model, and the G20 has the potential to serve as one. However, to fulfill this role effectively, the group must become more inclusive by maintaining efficiency. G20 is the new emerging global order, but it must be very proactive in doing so. Otherwise, its action will not be that beneficial, okay, for the global community. For instance, making the African Union a permanent member and granting permanent invitee status to the UN Secretary General and General Assembly President would enhance the G20 legitimacy and its ability to serve as a global model for multilateral cooperation. What? So, granting permanent invitee status to the UN Secretary General and General Assembly President to the G20, they will give it more legitimacy. In conclusion, India's burgeoning role in shaping new regional and global framework reflect the evolving landscape of multilateralism. While the old order grapples with deepening crises, India stands poised to make significant contribution to the development of multilateral cooperation, prioritizing inclusivity and the balance of global interests. Okay, so because India is hosting the G20 summit, okay, so right now, so much discussion is on how to capitalize this mega event to India's advantage. Okay, so next topic is about the heat index. Earlier in August, Iran recorded a scorching heat index of 17 degrees Celsius in the coastal part of the country, a metric that the survival of life is unfathomable, if not impossible. Okay, so very difficult, very painful, if not impossible. The country had also declared public holidays on August 2nd and 3rd on account of unprecedented heat. Heat index, also known as apparent temperature, is a measure of how the temperature feels to humans. Relative humidity is an important factor that determines heat index along with air temperature. How is the heat index calculated? Dew point, which is the temperature at which gas is transformed into a liquid state, is an important factor in the calculation of heat index. In terms of atmospheric moisture, it is the temperature at which air cannot hold any more water vapor and droplets of water begins to form. Some countries have developed their own corresponding indices to measure the heat index. So different countries have developed so their respective uh, criteria indices to measure the heat index. Measurement of heat index, it will aid people in comprehending the effect of humidity on high temperature. This index data could be used to detect the heat implications for humans and to comprehend temperature ranges that cause discomfort. It will also aid in directing to take extra precaution to alleviate discomfort. It will display the minimum and maximum temperature for the day as well as how the current temperature feels. It will make use of data on air temperature and relative humidity. However, it is experimental and there is a need to modify the validity and validate it for Indian conditions. Fine. Okay. High humidity can lead to heat stress, meaning the body is unable to get rid of excess heat. Humans usually maintain a core temperature in the range of 36.1 to 37.2 degrees centigrade. When the body is unable to get rid of excess heat, the heart rate increases due to a rise in the core temperature. Okay. Okay, so due to the rise in the core temperature, leading to heat-related exhaustion and rashes, among other symptoms, it can also be fatal if not addressed promptly. At high temperature, the human body can lose excess heat through precipitation and cool itself. But when humidity is high as well, it is difficult to sweat and then for wet sweat to evaporate because the air around is already saturated with moisture. This makes it difficult for the body to lose heat because the atmosphere is already much saturated with the moisture, so the sweat cannot go to the atmosphere. On the other hand, if the humidity is low, evaporation of sweat is easier, thus making the apparent temperature feel close to the actual air temperature. This is why a measure of heat index is more useful than just the temperature to gauge the impact of heat on humans. So rather than just measuring the heat, that the temperature, the heat index is calculated, so it is more useful to plan how it is to, and to mitigate its impact on the person who are exposed to these uh, heat conditions, okay, during work or at home. IMD initiative and tool to combat heat waves. Heat wave forecast must be issued on time to keep the people informed. Warning were issued to disaster management authority in order for them to be prepared. IMD provides seasonal outlook and long-term predictions, provide more insight into temperature trends. Forecast for the next 5 days updated in real time. Okay, color-coded extreme weather alerts are issued, including heat waves. Okay, to create awareness among the people. Heat action plan will be developed in collaboration with the National Disaster Management Authority and local health agencies. Okay, so these are the needs. Plan implementation in a susceptible area to reduce heat-related dangers. Effects of heat stress, thermal discomfort affect a variety of activities and jobs. Workers have to deal with extreme heat stress, which can hurt their work and productivity and even put their life at risk. Because in India, most of the workers in the agriculture and construction and other activity are exposed to these heat conditions, so that will definitely affect their work as well as endanger their life or put their life at risk. Occupational health risk ultimately affect the nation's income as well as the economy of the country in the long run. Okay. In India, about 75% of the workers, which is around 380 million people, experience heat-related stress. The increased heat intensity poses substantial risk to human health and life. This extreme heat is a health hazard and has continued to grow as a disease burden over the past few years. Human health can be severely affected. It can cause dehydration, acute cerebrovascular accidents, and blood clots, which results in cramps, exhaustion, stress, heat stroke, and even death in extreme cases. The elderly, children, and people with psychiatric disorder and other disease are particularly impacted more. A significant number of deaths have been reported in different parts of the world due to the heat wave conditions in the recent past, and this is growing. Okay, the next topic is another environmental topic regarding the plastic pollution treaty, the zero draft. The Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee second meeting concluded with member nations directing the INC, the Inter-Negotiating Committee Secretariat, to prepare a zero draft to eradicate plastic pollution, notably in the marine environment. Okay, so eradicate plastic pollution in the marine environment, because so the marine creatures are not at all using plastics, but they are exposed to the maximum plastic pollution. Okay, so how to eradicate plastic pollution, notably from the marine environment? Concerning the Zero Draft Plastic Pollution Treaty, it is a legally binding international agreement to end plastic pollution, notably in the marine environment. The Zero Draft has 10 placeholders for matters such as the framework, definitions, principles, and scope, as well as institutional arrangements and final clauses. The INC two member governments, including Saudi Arabia, Iran, and China, emphasize. Okay, so according to Central Pollution Control Board, plastic trash accounts for 8% of total solid waste, with Delhi contributing the most, followed by Kolkata and Ahmedabad. India produces more than 3 million tons of plastic waste, but the recycling rate for the total plastic waste stands just at 30%. Okay. So that means so plastic waste is hugely generated, but recycling is very less. So just 30% in the most taken care of areas like Delhi, and other areas must be are lagging much behind, because so very less care is taken there to check the plastic recycling. Okay. Battery energy storage system, the next topic. The scheme for viability gap funding for the development of battery energy storage system recently authorized by the Union Cabinet, which is chaired by the Honorable Prime Minister of India. Concerning battery energy storage systems (BESS), the approved scheme called for the construction of 4,000 megawatt of BESS projects by 2030-31. The Indian government provides financial support up to 40% of the capital expenditure and budgetary support in the form of viability gap funding. Because to make this project financially viable, government is funding to the viability funding mechanism. The viability gap funding will be distributed in five tranches in accordance with the various stages of the BESS project implementation. The project aims to achieve a leveraged cost of storage of rupees 5.5 to 6.66 per kilowatt hour by granting the viability gap funding support, making stored renewable energy a viable option for controlling peak electricity demand across the country, because storing the electricity for requirement to fulfill the peak hour requirement so will be taken care of through this. To ensure that scheme's advantages reach consumers, distribution company will be given access to at least 85% of the BESS project capacity. Okay, a transparent. Okay, so to ensure that the scheme advantages its consumer, distribution companies will be given access to at least 85% of the BS project capacity. A transparent competitive bidding process will be used to choose the BESS developers for the variable gap fund grants, fostering a level playing field for both public and private sector companies. Okay. Importance, this will not only improve the integration of renewable energy into the power grid, but it will also reduce waste while optimizing transmission network utilization. This reduces. Okay, this project intends to offer clean, reliable, and inexpensive electricity to citizens by harnessing the potential of renewable energy source such as solar and wind powers in the country. About battery storage also known as battery energy storage system or BESS are technology that allow renewable energy sources such as solar and wind to be stored and then released as needed during the peak hour. Then the next topic is the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Disbursal of funds to strengthen agricultural infrastructure through setting up of warehouses and other projects under the rupees 1 lakh crore Agricultural Infrastructure Fund have been slow as primary agricultural cooperative society or the PACs have been laggard in setting up the much required infrastructure because that the banks are not coming forward to set up the infrastructure, so this fund is not being properly utilized. Issue concerning agriculture infrastructure, about 40% of the primary producers. Okay, so about 40% of the primary producers like the grains, fruits, and vegetables in the country is lost before it reaches the market due to lack of proper handling, cleaning, sorting, grading, and packaging facility at the village level, especially fruits and vegetables. 40%. It's a big loss. The unreasonably long supply chain results in a step increase in the total cost owing to procurement, transit, and other taxes and service charges levied at various layers. Due to such inefficiencies in the supply chain, it has been estimated that the price received by the farmers is only the range of 25 to 60% of what the consumer pay. So it is statistics, but in reality, farmer never get more than 30% of the price what the consumer pay, and rest of the things are taken by the middleman and lost at the cost of damage. Strengthening the supply chain can benefit the consumer and producer by 20 to 25% with a cost reduction. According to one report, the food processing industry is expected to reach 4,000 billion by 2015, contributing around 2025, contributing around 6.5% to the GDP. About Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, the fund has been launched as a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat to make farmers self-reliant. Okay, it is a pan-India central sector scheme. Under the scheme, 1 lakh crore will be provided to banks and financial institutions as loans, which they will give to the customers. The AIF scheme shall provide a medium long-term debt financing facility for investment in viable projects for post-harvest management infrastructure and community farming assets through interest subvention and financial support. Okay, so division of the scheme from 2020 to 2020, 2020 to 2029, 10 years. Eligibility, primary agricultural credit societies, marketing cooperative societies, farmer producer organizations, SNG, farmers joint liability group, and multi-purpose cooperative society can have the eligibility to avail this financial facility. Interest subvention, all loans under this financial facility will have interest subvention of 3% per annum up to a limit of 2 crore. This subvention will be available for a maximum period of 7 years. Credit guarantee, under the credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises scheme for a loan up to 2 crore. Management of funds monitored through an advanced online management information system at a MIS platform. This fund is credit managed. Then the next topic is the Africa Climate Summit 2023. Recently, the Africa Climate Summit 2023 was held at Nairobi, Kenya on September 4th, 2023. The Global Climate Action President Ruto of Kenya stressed the urgency of addressing climate change despite Africa's small carbon footprint, because Africa with its own forest resources, its its negative contribution to climate, that is very less. Carbon footprint is very less. Okay, so all this action over debates about global north versus global south, or developed versus the developing country, because the developed country's contribution to carbon emission is more than that of the developing countries, the poor countries. Youth and the workforce potential: by 2050, Africa to have over 25% global workforce and nearly 40% by 2100, by the next new millennium. Renewable energy potential: Africa's vast renewable energy resources, including wind, solar, and hydro, can make the continent energy self-sufficient. Opportunity to support other nations in achieving net zero goal by 2050. Kenya's renewable progress: Kenya's achievement with renewables, aiming for 100% renewable energy by 2030 and 100 gigawatt entirely renewable by 2040. Summit theme and significance: theme driving green growth and climate finance solutions for Africa and the world. Other theme: outcomes crucial for African consensus and action leading to a COP28 under the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change were discussed. Okay, the next topic is International Literacy Day. Okay, UNESCO will celebrate the International Literacy Day on 8 September 2023 under the theme Promoting Literacy for a World in Transition. Okay, the theme is Promoting Literacy for a World in Transition. Okay. Okay, so UNESCO will celebrate International Literacy Day on 8 September 2023 under the theme Promoting Literacy for a World in Transition, Building the Foundation for Sustainable and Peaceful Societies. Okay, a Sustainable Development Goal. Goal 4 is about quality education and is among the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations in September 2015. Okay. Then the next is the question: value-based education is the foundation for the character building of society. Okay. Okay. So Okay, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It's said by Nelson Mandela. Education is a process of gaining the knowledge and developing a crucial and rational thinking. It helps people to self growth as well create a facultative region to distinguish between. Okay. So, education is the process of gaining the knowledge and developing a crucial and rational thinking. It helps people to self growth as well create a facultative region to distinguish between right and wrong. School is the first formal unit of bringing change in the behavior of the child. It teaches moral values of sharing, caring, respect for elders, honesty, dutifulness, etc. Values are enduring qualities. Okay, so school is the first formal unit of bringing change in the behavior of the child. It teaches moral values of sharing, caring, respect for elders, honesty, dutifulness, etc. Values are enduring qualities, standards of behavior which guide people's behavior. Such values are acquired on the basis of socialization, knowledge, awareness, experiences, etc. Education is an important part of formalization process, value inculcation, etc. Inherent aspect of education, value-based education seek to inculcate the ethical and moral values among the children so that they become the responsible citizen of tomorrow. Okay. Various extracurricular activities, schools and college and peer-to-peer interaction leads to development of values like sharing, caring, compassion, and cooperation. While value-based education is the foundation for the character building of society, value-based education inculcates good values such as honesty, compassion, responsibility, etc. Over the period, good values help in building good character. It reflects through good conduct and behavior. Person with good character is trusted and appreciated by others. This promotes good interpersonal and trustworthy relations. It creates a feeling of sense of satisfaction. Okay. So, value-based education incorporates good values such as honesty, compassion, responsibility, etc. Over the period, good value help in building good character. It reflects to good conduct and behavior. Person with good character is trusted and appreciated by others. This promotes good interpersonal and trustworthy relations. It creates a feeling of sense of satisfaction. When persons has good value system, he or she will feel content even though they may not be successful like in career. Selflessness is about acting without any motive or personal interest. It is act of niskam karma or do your duty, do not seek fruits. It brings happiness in life through satisfaction. Human values learn promoted through education set the minimum maximum. Okay, so value of spirit of inquiry and scientific temper learned in school and colleges help to develop a rational outlook in life. This help in eliminating social evils such as dowry system, child marriage, female foeticide, superstitions from the society, etc. So value-based education is considered as solution to all major problems in society, adolescent delinquency, drug consumption, crimes against women, etc. Therefore, even the CBSE promoting value education at different level of school education. Okay, so value-based education. Women value learn promoted through education set the minimum and maximum standards of behavior in public life. So, in person who witness an accident on the road, the value of empathy and compassion would lead him to take the injured person to the hospital, ensure he and her relative have been communicated about the incident. Okay, so value of spirit of inquiry and scientific temper learn in schools and college help to develop a rational outlook. Okay, so rational outlook in life. This helps in eliminating social evils such as a dowry system, child marriage, female infanticide, superstition from the society. Value-based education is considered a solution to all major problems in society, adolescent delinquency, drug consumption, crimes against women, etc. Therefore, Okay, so all major problems in society, adolescent delinquency, drug consumption, crime against women, etc. Therefore, even the CBSE promoting value education at different level of school education. Okay, then coming to the MCQs. Okay, the MCQs. So consider the following statement: the Kaurubai cultivation referred to the seasonal cultivation of paddy during the Kaurubai seasons in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Okay, right. The Kaurubai season, also known as the short-term or lesser monsoon season, typically occurs between June and September. Right. It is characterized by the onset of the northeast monsoon, which brings rainfall to the region. Only one and two are correct, so only two options are correct here. Reference to battery energy storage system. It is a system that stores electrical energy in batteries for later use. It is right. So the VASS can increase greenhouse gas emission. It is incorrect. So only one is correct. Then consider the following statement in respect to the recently launched NPCI products. Hello UPI uses near field communication for transactions and offer payment faster than the other payment methods. So it is incorrect. UPI Lite X is a voice-enabled UPI which will help users make payment via apps, telecom calls, and IoT devices. So here neither one nor two are correct. Pirola is a new variant of the coronavirus. Okay, so a new variant of coronavirus is known as Pirola. Okay, so the coronavirus. Then next question, the Caribbean mussels is also known as. So this is also known as it is an invasive species. Okay. Consider the following statement regarding the armored recovery vehicle. They are integrated to retrieve and maintain armed vehicles on the battlefield. Okay. That is incorrect. Okay. That is correct. They can be modified to. Okay. So they can be modified to transport and deploy new river-based components. So both are correct here. So 7. Which of the following statement about the Kuiper belt is correct? The Kuiper belt. Okay, so the Kuiper belt is located between the orbit of the Mars and the Jupiter. That is incorrect. It is primarily consists of rocky asteroids. Incorrect. The region in the solar system beyond Neptune that contains icy objects. So 3 is correct only. Which state government has launched the Mukhyamantri Sporting Abilities, Rebuilding Aspirations and Livelihood Scheme by the Himachal Pradesh government? D. That's the following statement regarding first solar city. Okay, so the World Heritage Site Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh Raisen district has become India's first solar city. That is right. It has a capacity of 3 megawatt, which will reduce annual carbon dioxide emission by 13,747 tons. Here both are correct. And the following statement: UNESCO will celebrate International Literacy Day on 8 September 2023 every year. Theme of this year is promoting literacy for a world of transition, building the foundation for sustainable and spacious societies. Here both 1 and 2 are correct. So keep watching regularly to update yourself on the developments. Thank you for watching.